Hey guys, Boston Chris here, and this is another great episode of the ETX ROCKS Show featuring Jack Barksdale. This is Boston Chris with another great episode of the ETX ROCKS Show.
Louise here.
Descript.
Featuring all genres and styles of entertainment.
And coming to the ETX ROCKS.
Let's hear it from Louise, please.
From the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond.
Out of the box with ETX ROCKS.
It's awesome.
We keep them coming.
$5, that's pocket change.
Well, hey, y'all, this is Haley McDaniel. Are y'all ready for this?
ETX ROCKS Show is the greatest show of all time, okay?
We are ETX ROCKS.
The ETX ROCKS Show is the best show of all time, say? The other shows, you're good, you're real good. But as long as we're around, you'll be second best, say?
Cut.
This is Aubrey Lynn. You're listening to the ETX ROCKS Show.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining me and welcome to the ETX ROCKS Show. We have another great episode for you. Today I'm your host, Louise Leone, the producer and now the co-host. Today we've got a really interesting guest for you. We've got Jack Barksdale. You want to say hi?
Hi.
All right. And Jack, I understand you're going to play a couple of songs for us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What's the first song going to be that you're going to play?
It's an old folk song. It's called House of the Rising Sun.
All right. All right. You have any special story or connection to this song?
Well, my friend Luckenbach gave me this 1967 Gibson for my birthday. And it kind of got me down in a rabbit hole of Lead Belly and just all that old folk music for some reason. So that's why I learned this song.
All right. House of the Rising Sun with Jack Barksdale.
friends to wear that ball and chain.
That was House of the Rising Sun in the style of Jack Barksdale. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
That a rich girl like you, she ain't never tried.
Hey, this is Scott Connor, and you're listening to East Texas Rocks. In the background, they're playing my brand new single, Ride With Me. You guys can find me at scottconnor.com. That's Connor, C-O-N-E-R, just one N. You can go to Facebook at Scott Connor Music. You can buy my music at CD Baby or iTunes. You can even listen to it at Spotify. Mostly, I just wanted to tell you guys I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you down there in Texas. And we appreciate East Texas Rocks. Take care.
She cocked her pretty little head with a pretty smile in her eyes. She said that sounds pretty good, but you need to realize I'm just in town for a minute. I have my $10, but I just now spent it. And these fancy clothes, they belong to a friend of mine.
Hi, this is Rob Redwine, and thanks for listening to the ETX ROCKS Show.
And we are back with more from Jack Barksdale. Well, Jack, that was a pretty amazing song. I thought you did really well with it.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell these people how old you are?
I'm 10 years old.
10 years old. How long have you been making music?
Well, I started playing guitar. It's about 2 more months until 3 years, probably.
Wow.
So almost 3 years.
So you've gotten a pretty early start. Now, I heard that you started with fiddle.
I did.
You did start
My
with fiddle?
hands were too. I asked for a guitar at 4, right?
Yes. 4 years old.
And but my hands were too small for guitar, so I started playing fiddle. And I kind of played around with the piano some, but then once I got old enough, I started playing guitar and I just liked it better.
Okay, so you were just kind of using the other instruments to biding your time until you could get a hold of a guitar, huh?
Pretty much.
Well, that's pretty cool. All right, so at the tender age of 10, you already have 9 original songs.
Well, that I play out. I have a lot more that I've written. A lot of them are cheesy though.
Yeah, well, so when did you start writing music?
At the same time I started playing it.
Wow. Why did you start?
Got a guitar for Christmas one year. Or a play guitar. I strummed it. That does not sound good. So I just kind of wanted to learn how to make something sound good.
Oh, wow.
And it sounded fun to me.
All right.
And I always love music.
Wow, that's really cool. So what's your favorite style of music?
Country, probably.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash, Townes Van Zandt, Guy Clark.
So are those
Hank
guys?
Williams.
So are those guys some of your biggest influences too?
Mhm.
So how do you think that those influences have affected your own style playing guitar?
Well, Johnny Cash, it's a lot of muting the strings and a lot of walk-ups. And Hank Williams, my love for fiddle probably, and steel guitars probably come from that.
I might be biased, but I think steel guitar is my favorite instrument.
Mine too.
Pedal steel guitar.
And guys, this is Clara. This is Jack's mom. She's going to be sitting in and maybe answering a few of these questions too with us today. All right. So, do you feel like you've already kind of found your place in music, or do you think you're still kind of figuring out like who you are and what your own personal style is?
I don't really think I have a style. I like blues, I like country, I like folk.
So you just kind of play whatever's on your heart at the time.
Pretty much.
That's really cool. You haven't been performing for very long, but you've already gained the attention of some pretty heavy hitters in country, Americana, and those styles of music. Who are some of the people that you've got to perform with so far?
So Jason Eady and Courtney Patton, that was really fun. Then Ray Wiley Hubbard,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
He is a cool guy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And you also got to play a little bit with Verlin Thompson,
Oh yeah.
who played guitar for Guy Clark for a couple of decades.
That was awesome too.
They played a Guy Clark song together.
First time I've ever been nervous on stage.
Oh, yeah. All right, and you've also got to play at the Greenwood Saloon in Luckenbach, Texas.
Greenwoods and Bluffdale, Texas.
Bluffdale, sorry. Okay, so you've also got to play at the Greenwood Saloon in Bluffdale, Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
So what was that like?
That's just a really cool place to hang out. It's a bar in Bluffdale, Texas, and they have live music. And every Sunday, Ed O will host a picker circle there where however many people sit in a circle and play guitar or whatever instrument they want and sing if they want.
All right, well, Clara, it's probably pretty tough finding venues for a 9-year-old to play in. What is that like for you? What kind of challenges do you face in finding places for him to use as a musical outlet?
It's been very hit and miss, but overwhelmingly the musical community has been so welcoming to Jack and so encouraging. And like the picker circle at the Greenwood Saloon, where he has great guitar teachers who he's taken lessons from over the years, but he grows a couple of years every Sunday that he sits in one of those circles with the other musicians there who will teach him things and watching them and learning. So places like that have been super welcoming. The Greenwood Saloon even opened up on a Wednesday when they're not usually open and let Jack have his 10th birthday party there. And he had a picker circle and all of his musician friends came out. He packed the place. There were 30 or 40 musicians who came and played at his birthday party, and they just sat around and played. So places like that, it's really awesome. There's some of them where they let him come in. He played a benefit in Austin at a place that was 21 and up, but they talked to the manager and owner, and they said, sure, he can come and play. It was a benefit, and they were fine with that. So it's really a case-by-case basis. There's some where there's a couple of places that have said no, but a lot of places have said yes and have let him come and play. And there's some that we know that about 10:30 we're going to clear out with him, that we try to, let him be an opener or do the early sets. But there's, I won't pretend that there's not nights that he's played till 12:30 or 1 some places. Rob Redwine, who was on the show, he has invited Jack out to some songwriter series that he hosts that tend to start late and go late, but they've been really welcoming and kind.
Well, that is quite an honor. Jack, do you realize what it means for somebody that's not even just your age, but kind of just getting started in music, to already have the support of people like Rob Redwine? So what is it like for you to have the support of these really influential artists, not just at such a young age, but already so early in your music career?
I think it's awesome, and I just think people have been really supportive, and I don't know.
I think it's really allowed you to grow. The people that'll sit down and talk to you, like Rob, about songwriting, that your songwriting has matured so much in such a short amount of time because of that. And the same way with your playing, the different musicians that will talk with you about it. I think it's just allowed you to get better faster.
Probably.
Well, I can tell you this with my experience with music and artists, and I've gained a lot of that through this show. I grew up in music too. My father's a professional musician. But being young is not enough of a motivation for somebody to kind of pick somebody up and take them under their wing. And starting out and having a couple of years under your belt is not enough for somebody to just kind of take you under their wing. But they've got to see something in you that shows a lot of promise, that shows a lot of potential beyond the average kid with a guitar. So that's definitely an honor when they show you that kind of support and are giving you these opportunities to perform, and putting you in with these songwriter rounds and giving you advice and instruction.
Yes, ma'am.
So you've already played with some pretty notable people. Do you have a wish list of other people that you'd like to play with sometime?
Yes. Some of my biggest ones are people like Willie Nelson and those kind of people, Kris Kristofferson. A lot of people that I want to play with have died already.
Well, Jack, you're still pretty young. I'm sure you get this a lot. And the musical influences that you've talked about, the guys that you look up to, the ones that are even on your future wish list, are not exactly your generation's music. So how did you get exposed to these guys like Willie Nelson, Ray Wylie Hubbard, Townes Van Zandt?
Just because my mom listened to a lot of Cinda Williams, Kevin Welch, songwriters. So I got into that music because of that. But then after Guy Clark died, we started looking into him a lot. And then through Guy we found Townes, and it just went through everybody. Also meeting musicians who told me you should listen to this guy, he's really good.
And I will say that, he's always just loved it, so it makes it easy.
So Mom, what is it like for you to have a youngster in the house who loves the same music, that old soul style of songwriter?
Well, it's awesome. That my husband and I have no talent. We, as far as any musical talent, I guess I should clarify, but we've always loved music, and we've always had music playing, and Jack has always loved to to listen to music. Jack and I like the stories behind the music. We always have. I would drive him to preschool when he was 4, and he would pick which song we were going to listen to in the car, and then we would talk about it. And he would ask who was singing it, who wrote it, who they were friends with. He wanted to know, like, when it came out. He liked the context of it, and he became really interested in that at a very young age. And so I loved that part too. And so we just kind of fed off of each other and say, oh, have you found this person? And then there's the technology today where he'll get on Spotify and he'll listen to Townes Van Zandt, and he can listen to so many different Townes Van Zandt songs as opposed to going and finding a CD or an album. He has this whole, although he'd always prefer a CD and a vinyl as well, but being able to do that, and then it has related artists, and so he would start clicking there and go through, and while I led him down that path a little bit, he's taken it and run with it, and he can answer so many more country music questions than I can, because he just really immersed himself in it and loves it. And I think that's the thing with who he listens to, and the musicians as well, is they all kind of see that he loves it. And I think a lot of the musicians that have taken him in, they see maybe what they were when they started out, what got them into music, and maybe all those miles down the road, they've lost a little bit of that, or it's been covered up by all the miles that they've logged, and so it helps them. As much as they're giving him experiences, he's energizing them again into finding that part of music that they really love, and it's been fun to watch.
And I think it's that passion that he shows when he plays that is kind of inspiring them and kind of rejuvenating that in them, because I mean, it was easy to see with a song, and and I've looked up videos and whatnot, that he has this passion that exceeds his years. Definitely do. But music isn't all that you have to your life, is it? So what are some of the things that what are some of the things that you like to do when you're not playing music?
I do karate.
Awesome. How far along are you in karate?
Guess it would be my 4th or 5th belt.
Wow. I made it.
Not that far yet.
I made it to my green belt. That's as far as I got.
And what type of karate?
I really don't even know. It was just karate class, right?
You're doing
well,
taekwondo.
it was a mix of different styles and self-defense that they were using. So.
Oh, cool. I also like to spin plates.
You spin plates. Wow, that is pretty cool.
Sometimes I put my capo on the end of my guitar and spin the plate, and I put the plate on the capo and play.
Oh, that's
kind of
cool.
Fun.
We should have got you to do that. That'll be on the next episode, Catching Up with Jack Barksdale. He will be spinning plates on his guitar while playing a song. I'm holding you to that. So those are some of the other talents you have that might be surprising to people. What are the kind of things that you like to do to unwind when you're not performing or you're not pushing yourself to be better at something? What are some of the just things you like to do that are just fun?
Well, I don't like to have a frame for my bed. I just like to have it on the floor, because then I can move it, and I can jump around on it, and I can climb over it.
So you like versatility in your surroundings,
Parkour.
Yeah. Parkour in the bedroom.
I climb it up, and I put it against the wall, and I climb up my bed in my bedroom.
That's all right. So I'm sure you get asked this question a lot at your age. All kids get asked this question a lot at your age. But what do you want to be when you grow up?
It may change because I'm only 10, but I just want to be a musician.
That's awesome. There's
but
nothing
other
wrong with
things that I may do, or maybe music will be my hobby. I don't know. But other things I'm interested in. I think it would be really cool to be a leather worker.
A leather worker?
I don't know why.
It sounds like it would be fun. It really does. To get to have something you can show for all the work you put in, all the time you put into something. We will be back with more from Jack right after these messages.
Hey guys, it's Katie Lynn, and thank you guys so much for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
And we are back. Now, Jack, I don't know if you know this, but on this show, we like to play a little game with our guests. The game changes from time to time, and I kind of have a personal favorite that we haven't done for a while, so we're going to bring this one back. We are going to play Rapid Fire with Jack Barksdale. Now, the way this works is I've got a few questions that I'm going to ask you. Don't look at the questions, because the answer has to just kind of come off the top of your head. Now, I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You have 90 seconds to answer these questions. And if you don't get them answered within the 90 seconds, something terrible always happens. Like we had somebody whose boots caught on fire if they didn't answer within 90 seconds. One of them was under threat of sharks coming up out of the floor. So I think in this situation, if you don't answer these questions within 90 seconds, then a penguin wearing a sombrero will come in here and tackle you. So, are you ready for rapid fire?
Yes.
All right, well, here we go. Would you rather play music indoors or outdoors?
Indoors, probably.
All right. Would you rather sneeze cheese or sweat hot sauce?
Sweat hot sauce.
Would you rather be the hero or the villain?
Hero.
All right. Hands instead of feet or feet instead of hands?
Hands instead of feet.
All right. Cookies or cake?
Cookies.
Awesome. All right. Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
All right. All right. Would you rather sell 1 million records or would you rather sell 1 million tickets to your concert?
Tickets.
All right. Would you rather go on a cruise with your enemy or go dumpster diving with your best friend?
Cruise.
Even with your worst enemy?
Yes.
I guess you could ignore them on the boat, huh? All right. Would you rather live one life for 1,000 years or get 10 100-year-long lives?
Just one life. One life's all you need.
All right. All right. Now, would you rather have to listen to the SpongeBob theme all day long or the Frozen soundtrack all day long?
Well, I've never heard the SpongeBob thing because I'm not allowed to watch it, but I hate Frozen, so SpongeBob.
Good job, Mom. All right, and that is Rapid Fire with Jack Barksdale. I don't see a penguin with a sombrero. You must have made it in time. All right, so Jack, you're going to play another song for us. The title of this song is My Mother, and there is a pretty powerful story behind this song. So why don't you tell us the story behind this song?
Well, it's a song I wrote about how I felt when my mom had cancer about 3 years ago. She's okay now, but it was just about how I felt.
Yeah. That must be a difficult thing for a kid to go through when your parent is that sick, and it can be pretty scary, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So what helped you get through that time?
Well, I don't know. I just wish that she was okay and
Just kind of held on to hope?
pretty much.
Well, hope is a pretty powerful thing. What about you, Mom? What was this experience like for you?
Well, the interesting thing is he wrote this song about probably 2 years after I had been cancer free. So I think we were probably like maybe 2.5 years past my cancer when he wrote the song. For me, that was the amazing thing, that he was still able to access all of those emotions from that time and I love it because I feel like it's a healthy, wonderful way for him to process that and move past that. I think with musicians and artists, they feel things so intensely, and Jack always has felt things so intensely. I love the songwriting and the guitar and the music because it helps him to process that. It gives him a therapy and a coping mechanism, and so I love the song. I think it's great that he was able to deal with that, and we're making a video of the song that we're going to be able to use to raise money for a cancer charity. And so now the song is Help to Jack, and it's going to be able to help other people as well, because we're lucky. I'm 3.5 years cancer free, but so many are not as lucky, and music has given Jack this great platform of being able to help people, and it's something that he loves to do, that he's always loved to help people. But when you're a kid, you don't always have that platform to do that. You don't have an avenue to help the way you'd like to, and so it's given him, he loves to play at benefits and do any sort of fundraising that he can. But this one obviously is more personal for us because it comes from our personal story. But so we're doing that, making it into a video, releasing it, and the video is going to be downloadable off of his website, as well as like a poster promoting the song that people can buy, and all that money is going to be going towards a cancer charity.
Awesome.
So
that's pretty awesome.
Also, I didn't really know what was happening.
Yeah.
It was just it all kind of happened really fast, so I didn't really know what was happening, so I was kind of confused, but also kind of scared.
And you were young. You're young now. So you were 6. You were really in kindergarten. So it was, and I feel like that's really what the song expresses the most, is just that bewilderment that a child experiences when their parent is sick. And I don't think it necessarily has to be a child in age when you have a loved one that's sick, that feeling of trying to be hopeful but wanting to know how this is all going to work out.
Definitely.
So.
Definitely. Well, this is My Mother by Jack Barksdale.
With
we are back with Jack and his mom, Clara. So guys, where can people find you on social media?
Do you want me to take that?
Probably.
I handle the details. JackBarksdale.com, or is it Jack Barksdale Music? No, I'm not sure. JackBarksdale.com. Music.com.
We'll look it up and put it in the description.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think it's JackBarksdaleMusic.com. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He has a YouTube channel that he's launched with different videos. Since we do run into that thing where he's a kid, and getting him into different venues and things like that is not always something that we can do. We're trying to put as much of his music up on YouTube and that type of thing so that people who hear about him can see him perform his music.
Well, if somebody sees this episode or hears this episode and is interested in booking Jack, what's the best way they can go?
Through the website and Facebook.
Okay. So there's one thing we've gone through this episode, and we've talked about a lot, but there's one pretty big thing that we haven't really brought up yet. You are in this part of East Texas today because you have somewhere pretty important to go tonight. So what's going on?
You don't remember the name of it.
I don't.
The Texas Country Music Association Awards in Carthage, Texas. We're from near Fort Worth, so we're driving to East Texas to attend those awards where Jack was nominated as a Young Rising Star, I believe is the category. Which we were very surprised and honored, as that he had really only been performing for 3 or 4 months, I think, when that came through. So, but that's where we're headed tonight.
Wow. So you've got a lot of fans in order to be nominated for this award. How does that feel to you to be nominated for an award, the Texas Country Music Awards?
Feels pretty good, but it doesn't feel like anything special. I don't know why.
Sometimes it takes a while for things like that to really set in and really get what's going on.
Yeah, because I don't really, right now, I'm a little confused on what it is.
Yeah. Well, when you get to the award ceremony tonight, I think it'll all start to make sense.
Uh-huh.
Also, he's 10, so he doesn't have his own Facebook. He doesn't have his own Instagram or anything like that, his personal. So he doesn't really, he looks at his pictures that we put on there and that type of thing, but
Sometimes.
He doesn't always know what. We get a lot of, hey mom, where am I going next?
Folks, this has been another amazing episode of the ETX ROCKS Show with the uber talented Jack Barksdale and his mom Clara. If you're checking us out for the first time, you can follow along with us at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's at ETX ROCKS. If you're following along with us on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and like these videos. If you're listening on iTunes, please rate and review us. That will help us out a lot. We want to thank Jack and Clara for joining us on the ETX ROCKS Show today. As always, we want to thank you for supporting live music, and don't ever forget,
ETX ROCKS!
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX ROCKS with
Boston Chris.
Zarin Watson, ETX ROCKS.
ETX ROCKS, Alan Fox Band.
Hey guys, we're the Morning Madhouse. I'm Carter.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Ginger.
It's the best podcast ever made in all of history.
Hi, this is Paul Bebo, and I ETX ROCKS with Boston Chris Barnes. You're gonna love it.
ETX ROCKS.
Hey East Texas, DP here. ETX ROCKS.
Hey East Texas, we're Enduring House, a Christian rock band.
ETX ROCKS! Hey, this is Monty Pittman from ETX ROCKS.
Hey East Texas, Jaden Farnsworth, ETX ROCKS.
Hey everybody, I'm David McCarty with the Gypsy Creek Band. As always, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, this is Chris Colston. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show. To the ETX ROCKS Show.
The ETX ROCKS Show.
Ho! Hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and I just want to make sure you support local music.
Hi, East Texas. This is Chris Wayne.
And Crystal Clark with KYKX 1057. ETX rocks!
Hey, East Texas. We're Lady Chaz and the Tramps. And just remember, ETX rocks.
Hey, this is Todd Freeman of ETX ROCKS with Boston Chris.
Hey, East Texas, I'm Waylon Hicks, and remember, ETX rocks.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the one and only SP, El Mexicano con Estilo. Make sure to support your local music, and ETX rocks.
Hello, we're one way home.
Hey, East Texas, this is Teaser.
Please continue to support local music.
And always remember,
ETX rocks!
Howdy folks, this is Aaron Watson. Support local music and ETX rocks. Hey, this is Chris Colston, and make sure you support local music and ETX rocks.
Hey, this is Hannah Kirby. Thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy, ho!
Covering music-related content of all genres. If it filters through Eastern Texas, it's fair game. Y'all bring it. From Texarkana down to the coast and Dallas down to Houston and everything in between. We are ETX ROCKS!